Hey, I'm Ben.
Hey, I'm Alisha.
We are third generation of the Rath family, and this is the farm. And welcome. We're excited you guys are here. This is a big day for us. We're starting off a whole home renovation interior here, but really wanted to take on this project with the mindset of how do we keep the family history alive that is here. My grandpa and my grandma, they had two boys, my dad and my uncle, and they grew up in the city. My grandpa grew up taking care of his family. His parents died young, and he put himself through college down at Carnegie Mellon and worked in the steel mill at night. And so it's a really hard work ethic. And at some point they started to grow a business and wanted to get out of the city. And so it's probably in the 60s, they found this property up in Butler County, and this house didn't look quite the way it does today, sitting here. But they moved in to start a different type of life and to, again, get out of the city and have some room to breathe. And so that's the farm. And it's been around, and we have I have so many days clocked up here, just so many. You could probably have to count it in years. We've spent nights up here with my grandparents growing up, family holidays, just walking in this house. It doesn't matter what room we walk in. It's like walking through a photo album, just memory after memory after memory. Mm-hmm. And so the goal of the project is really to to honor those memories and to not change what this house is or what it's been, but to really honor it in the process. And we've said over and over that this isn't ours, it's just our turn, and that we want to take this thing into the next generation for our kids, and we hope that their kids and their grandkids can have a catalog of memories here just like we have, to where you walk in a room and you remember a moment. And I think that's what's special about a place with this much history. Like, you might remember the first time you walked in here, I don't know, but like when I walk in the kitchen and I see the bay window, and there used to be a little round table there. Do you remember the round table? Yeah. With the 4 chairs? And I admire he's my hero. But I really admire him. I mean, he was a busy guy. He worked really hard, but he never missed breakfast, lunch, and dinner with my grandma. So he'd go into Butler for work after breakfast, and he'd drive back at lunch, and he'd always have lunch with her. She'd have lunch waiting for him, and then he'd go back to the office, finish off his day, and come home. And so I walk in there, and I remember that. And then I remember coming in at nights and them playing card games, and they love to play cribbage. I don't even know how you play that game, but they loved it. They knew what it was all about, and so they would play cribbage there. And I remember my grandma always set the Christmas tree up in the corner of the dining room. And I remember when we were living in Arkansas, and I remember coming back for Christmas, and I remember walking in there and just the excitement of all the presents under the tree. And I remember that. And I remember there used to be a little pocket door. I don't even know if the pocket door was there that separated the dining room and the kitchen when you first walked in here.
I don't remember that part. No.
Yeah, but it was cool because it was you'd walk into that room, and it was that was where all the fun was going to happen, and all the work was happening in here. But my grandma was always my grandpa was real big into snacks, so he's always making appetizers and snacks and crackers. I'm like, apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And so, man, it's just so cool to imagine that what this has been for me and for us is going to continue. The Danica and Landon and Ariana they're going to have their memories of it too. And they're going to sit here someday, hopefully, and tell their grandkids about it and their kids about it. And if this project, if we do this thing right, for the next 50 to 100 years, it's going to be special for different, other generations of Raths, which I love.
Yes, and I would agree. And I think what's also so exciting about this is it's not just for our family, but because of the resources and the land and things here, I think it's just an opportunity to allow for friends and family to come. And there's a place, I think right now, people yearn for a homey place. And when I come on and I drive into this property, it just feels like home. And that's my hope for, us being here and the next generation, that honestly, that this land and this place can be used for God's purposes. And I think ultimately that's what it's all about. And so to me, that's what's important. And so, and excited about making this a place that feels a little old and a lot of new at the same time, and marrying those things together. And I think that that's what has been something that I've just been stirring on and thinking about, is that it's okay to have both. And I think sometimes we could be like, forget about the old and then just the new, or vice versa. And I think it's bringing that all together. So that's what I'm excited about.
I love what you said. What you said is so true. Like, when you drive on the property, it feels like home. And I used to always think, that's the way my grandparents treated this. It didn't matter if I was bringing a friend from high school, a girlfriend, a future wife. Like, it didn't matter. The second you walked in that mudroom door, you were family. Like, you got treated that way. And I love that that is carried into our family. But I think that, like, as much as that was them and who they were, this will sound weird, but like, it's almost like there's like a spirit of that up here. Like, when you come in the driveway, you can take a deep breath and you can relax, and you feel safe. You feel like this is a place that's okay. Like, you can be here. And so I've said it over and over again, like, the house is awesome and so many memories, but like, it is the land and the property and the big skies and the beautiful sunsets at the western corner, and like, it's all of that it's my church. Like, this is my church. Like, this is where I come, and I'm just reminded of how big and how good God is, and I think everybody feels that spirit when they come on this property.
Yeah.